as it is in, let me say, about the road has been constructed like, let's say, 20 or 35 years ago. So if the former administration did not use up to, they use up to 8 years, and they see that the people of Okeogun, we are not so important for them to construct that roads, then someone that felt that Okeogun people are important have come in and fixed it. Not only that, the newly ongoing construction of Iseyin Fatope Ogbomoso roads, these administrations started it. It's a new road, and the economic boost of Oyo State, this road has value, if not even Okeogun alone, as Oyo State as whole. And you will see that it's not only this road, the Iseyin roads is the present administration is fixing within Ibadan. Let's see that of Akobo roads, it has been fixed. Then there are some other roads within Oyo State as well, which this governor Seyi Makinde led administrations and embarked on, and they have done it successfully. A case study of this Gedu Oroki roads, we know how much students suffers in this road, even and the people in the community in the past, they protested the right to the government of the past administration, but they failed to construct it. This government administration have constructed it. And on terms of when you go to Ojo, along Ojo, you see the newly constructed modern terminal buses. And this is a very big kudos to the present government for deeming fit to construct such a modern terminal. If that terminal has been there for so many years, you see, it will be a kind of, and Governor Seyi Makinde brought in another idea of constructing it. They will say the leverage on the past, but thank God that no government has constructed any terminal buses more than one in Oyo State. But Governor Seyi Makinde is the first governor that constructed it, and he has made a landmark achievement, making transportation free and each free for the citizens of Oyo State.
You mentioned, thank God you discussed on infrastructure and transportation.
Yeah.
That means the government has basically tried on infrastructure and that transportation you mentioned.
Definitely.
You are from Okeogun.
Yes.
The government tried for you in Okeogun.
Yes.
So are you saying the past administration did not do any infrastructural project in Okeogun for the 8 years?
Yes. You see, I love the question, because it's very unjust and ingrate if I fail to make an emphasis on the just question you ask. If I could say it, and the people who are watching at home who are from Okeogun, if they can agree with me, I don't think we have any infrastructure being given by the past administration for good 8 years. Okay, let me make some instances. The first very good one is that Omoniyi Afeez road. Even if the governor is coming to Okeogun, that he will pass through. Someone that did not fix the road coming into Okeogun, that is joining Okeogun and Ibadan together, the capital city of Oyo State, we now see the needs to construct roads and other things that is affecting the good people of Okeogun. Yeah, I will quickly go to the roads. There is a 13 kilometer roads that were constructed within Iseyin. 2 roads, 6.5 dualization. Yes. It was constructed by the past administration.
But you said
yes, yeah. You see, when you are saying 13 kilometers, the same amount that APC-led administration used to construct that 13 meter is the same amount that Governor Seyi Makinde road used to construct Omoniyi Afeez road. The difference is clear. The difference is clear. So
how many kilometers is that of Iseyin to Omoniyi?
Omoniyi is almost 48 kilometers.
But it was not dualized.
It was not dualized.
All right.
Yeah. Now, if they further started, they wanted to construct the dualization of Shaki as well. That was the two major roads they embarked for good 8 years in Okeogun. No other ones. But they failed to finish it. That of Shaki, they have not even started. So, and immediately Governor Seyi Makinde emerged and he has completed the roads for that dualization of Shaki Ogboro roads, Shaki roads from the city of Shaki. He has to dualize it, and it has been commissioned.
Thank God you talk about infrastructure. I
Yes.
can see you are proud of that in that area,
Yeah.
that the governor has done well. But we want to know the positive impacts of the governor, especially on education and security, agriculture, and the likes.
Yeah, I will start with that education, being a science educator. And you see, the one of the 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 points when you see a governor, democratic government, if you see someone that is ruling under democracy, one of things that should be their watchword firstly should be the education. The education is for the youth who are the future of the nation. Even as it is now, the youth are not agreeing that they are the future of the nation. They said they are now part of the governance. You see, one of the things you agree with me that Governor Seyi Makinde has a very good high esteem for education in Oyo State. Immediately he starts, there was a certain amount of money being paid at the our secondary school levels for people. I think the amount is 3,000. He cancel it for the less privileged to have access to education. Now let's leave that. That's not alone. In the past administration, he has constructed these administrations, as I'm saying now, has constructed 56 model schools across Oyo State. 56 model schools across Oyo State. And
There were complete said it was started by the previous administration.
Yes,
or
and
this
addition.
administration. This administration started everything.
It has been started by the previous administration,
Right.
but it has not reached that stage. But for the love Governor Seyi Makinde, he did not shun the action, neglected the project. He completed it, and not only completed, almost every time the students are given the written materials and all others, and the teacher has been well paid. You have never heard that the secondary school teacher or primary school teacher have embarked on strike since the inception of our dream, which it was not as the same in the past administration.
No, but in the last administration of Governor Ajisebi, the secondary school teacher and primary school teacher never went on strike.
They went on strike. If you check the profile, they went on strike, I think 3 months or so, demanding for some of their let me say arrears, promotions, and the money who is not coming in appropriately, and by doing so, that is affecting the learning process.
But don't forget, the tertiary institutions in Oyo State, they were on strike.
Yeah.
For some months before.
Yeah, presently. I love that question. I'm coming to the tertiary institution. You see, the tertiary is one of the very first good things the good people of Oyo State has to appreciate Governor Seyi Makinde, is that despite the fact that the governor, the late Ajisebi, is an APC, and Governor Aregbesola, who is in Osun, is an APC as well, they failed to agree on the sole ownership of Lautech. And that should tell you that it's not only being political affiliated, being the same in with the same political party determines your sources sometimes. Having been so, they will have Ajisebi will have gotten the sole ownership of Lautech, but they did not see further the importance of that institutions to development of Oyo State, which Governor Seyi Makinde have seen for so very long, and he has do everything in the capacity. And today, to the glory of God, the sole ownership Oyo State is owning the sole ownership of Lautech. And you will have seen that the lost glory of Lautech has been regained. Immediately Governor Seyi Makinde emerges, treating the catering for the welfare of the staffs and the students. And he also make a policy reduction of 10% across all state tertiary institutions in their school fees. And this has not been so in the past. So even this is a very good credit to Governor Seyi Makinde led administration, giving a focus
on
to education.
Yes, you mentioned that the past administration levied a sum of 3,000 naira for each student, especially the secondary school students.
Yeah.
But the findings we did was that they paid 3,000 naira for 6 years, but the government will pay for their WAEC. But this present administration, they will not collect the 3,000 naira, but they will pay for this present administration now. The students will have to, and their parents will have to pay for WAEC. And calculatively, the sum amount of WAEC, the ranges this time around is around 18,000 naira, which sum up in 6 years, 3,000 naira will make up 18,000. What could you say it is the difference between that?
Yeah, let me just briefly discuss about that. You see, above all, interest matters. If government is doing everything possible to give our youth, our students, a first class education, don't forget that it is the responsibility, not even only the responsibility of the government alone, it should be the responsibility of the parents as well. If governance has deemed it fit, giving the materials, past questions for students, organizing extra lesson for the terminal classes, both the juniors and the secondary school ones, who are aiming to write external exams in towards just to brace up their preparations and to come in flying colors. Then what if the parent fails in their responsibility? Government cannot do it all. We just need to appreciate the little ones the government has do. If it pays, I want to tell you that some majority of these parents, they are not even care. There are some people even they pay the responsibility of the school charges of their, but they are not checking properly.
Without wasting much of our time, let's move forward to some other things before I go to read the comments on our Facebook section. This present government and the local government structures, I notice that the local governments have been lacking behind.
Yeah, well,
are you getting it?
Yes.
The local government, I have never seen a local government that is a local government road in Oyo State that has ever constructed a 1 kilometer road.
Yeah. Well,
and why is that happening?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Well, you see, when we came on board, you know, there are some certain issues the present administrations met on ground. The past administration, they agreed in their own capacity that they have conducted an election for the local government, which brought about some people to help the local government. You know, the system of changing government brought about Governor Seyi Makinde sacking those people and bringing up appointing the caretaker. And you see, there was an issue. They took the government to court and there was a kind of settlement. So you see, when you are talking about local government, they are the nearest government to the good people of their irrespective areas. And the governor has been magnanimous enough, giving them some certain entitlements to run the local government. And as I'm speaking now, as at last week, he has approved like 5 kilometer approval of 5 kilometers, that each of these local governments should bring up the roads where they felt that is not okay, that they can just construct the roads.
He instructed them to go and bring that proposal.
No, not even proposal. You know, sometimes
because you can't approve what you've not seen.
Yeah, yes, that's one of the credits I will have to give to Commissioner Seyi Makinde. Not like before, where people will just be misusing the resources of this belonging to the state, and someone will sit there and just be sharing the money. It is properly monitoring the resources of the state. So if you are saying you want to do this, definitely you should be able to show what, if it is quality of what you have projected, then you should be able to do it. And very soon you see that the local government system will bounce back as it was before.
Very soon. Yes. You mean the local government will bounce back?
They are just doing the kind of reform.
The local government for the past 3 years,
yes,
they've not bounced back.
Yeah, it's not that they have not bounced back.
Are you saying within the short period of time now, between now and February, they are having less than just 6 months? Somebody that couldn't bounce back in 3.5 years,
yeah,
how magically do you think they can bounce back in 6 months?
Nothing. You see, nothing is possible. The reason why I said that, I bring a very good example.
Because I think, politicians, you understand the people already. You know the tactics. You know local government by local government now. By the time you start constructing 5 kilometer road, people will say, Seyi tún ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, Seyi is trying o.
No, this is not.
So people will now have sympathy. People forget things easily.
There are some certain amount of let's forget about allocation this time around. There are some certain money coming from the federal government. I think we are getting it. Coming from the federal government that
the government is releasing directly to the local government as it's supposed to be.
Yes, I've said it, that he's monitoring the resources of the state. And there are some money that even the local government, if the money is with them, the local government will not even tamper with the allocation. There are some other monies. Just a case study of the excess crude oil. When last have they assessed the excess crude oil in this country? That the federal governments are giving each of these local governments in Nigeria the excess crude oil. This excess crude oil, in some years back, the present administration then uses that money to develop almost their community, because when the money comes,
the present administration the past administrations,
not even the past administration, did not have access to the excess crude oil. So we are talking about
the government of Seyi Makinde now is using the money for crude oil.
What I'm saying in essence is just that allocation is different from the excess crude oil I'm talking about. Now, what I'm now saying in essence is just that Governor Seyi Makinde is just being magnanimous to curb corruption and to monitor the resources of the state, so that someone will not just use it unjustly. That is the issue happening in the current.
That. Before I proceed, let me quickly go on our Facebook page to read out some comments for our esteemed viewers. Amadu Kende Tanimola will cite you. Powerful comment, well done. Adegoke Taiwo, the programmer, well done. Thank you, I cite you. Iyalorisha Oyajumoke, well done. Comrade Peter Obilakin, well done. Powerful leaders. Bolarinwa Mayokun, well done, my man. Oladapo Theophilus, well done, leaders. Adegoke, T programmer. I'm not politically affiliated to any political party, but I see no reason why Seyi Makinde should not continue as our governor. As a matter of fact, I'm a beneficiary of his 5,000 massive teaching staff recruitment with no connection attached. I personally have no reason not to cast my vote for him. That's good. Adegoke Taiwo, programmer. Good morning, my brother. Proud of you both. You both represent your interests well. This Adegoke Taiwo is really interested in. It seems you are trying to generalize the contribution of the past government in Okeogun and not in some part of Okeogun, most especially Iseyin, where you actually came from. I believe the past government changed the face of Iseyin with good road construction, so I think it ought to be noted regardless of differences in political view. Adegoke Taiwo, what is the plan of the present government to redeem the lost glory of our alma mater, Iakwe, from epileptic form of strike, which is due to non-payment of strike staff salary? It is not even only our alma mater, all the state-owned institutions. Ibrahim Ahmed Afolabi, well done, the hard-working PRO. So, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Adéwálé Alátàndá Olak, well done, bro. Governor Makinde is a blessing to our dear states and Nigeria at large. Omole Ayobami Joseph, PRO, wey carry food for colleague, wey come still carry plate come. Talk and fumble not. Yes. All right. Our esteemed viewers, our guests, with one of the reports, I will go back to read some of the comments later. So, in one of the comments I read, I could see that someone mentioned that he is not political, but without knowing anybody, unlike the past, where somebody will just give you job. They will just distribute job within politicians. This body said he is not belonging to any political party, and with that, he was with merit. They employed him as a teacher in the secondary school teaching service. So, another thing he said, He said, you when you are talking about the money Iseyin road, you did not remember to acknowledge the past government that turned the face of Iseyin and some part of Okeogun. You know, especially I wanted to talk on that time when I was asking you question. Iseyin that I know before you move from Ojagbe to the outer part, that equilibrium junction that is the axis that is leading to Oyo and Iseyin, that roundabout. Before you get to that place, then we know how it used to be. But the past administration, they tried for the people of Iseyin, to the point that I was traveling one day. The following day, immediately after Ajisebi was re-elected in 2015, I think 2015. You won't believe how the people of Iseyin came out with brooms shouting, hey, Ajisebi. I was like, what happened to these people? Because that time I was like, I hate that Ajisebi with passion. Because I was like, Ajisebi neglected my own son. Ajisebi did not do this to some workers. But are you getting it? Despite that, somebody commented now that he tried to reshape the community of Iseyin. Yeah. That you should acknowledge that.
Well, thank you on that. I will quickly make a comment as regards that. Well, that's their view. If a government is ruling Oyo State, this same Ajisebi, who has never happened in history to rule Oyo State for 8 years, has seen that across Okeogun, the only thing that is can use to repay us is just the 12 kilometer and a half routes. Now let's compare what Governor Seyi Makinde has done for Iseyin presently within these short 2.5 or 3 years we have used. The first one is the reconstruction of that Omoniyi Iseyin route. Secondly, reconstruction of Oyo Iseyin road, which even belongs to federal government, that will have a sitting senator, 2-time senator, that belongs to the ruling party. We have the federal rep that belongs to the ruling party. Now, if the governor has now been...
Don't forget that you said the governor is trying to curb some area of corruption. And in his area, you know, if somebody could manage what belongs to the local government, they should be able to manage the senatorial district.
Yeah, now, yes, I agree with you, but, you know, we are talking about the development of Governor Seyi Makinde in response to the comments of the viewers, telling them what Governor Seyi Makinde has done for us in Iseyin and Okeogun as a whole, compared to the past administration. It is this administration they have started the reconstruction of Oyo Iseyin roads, and what has never happened in history. For the 40 years ago, that Iseyin has been clamoring of having an institution. Okeogun has been clamoring having an institution. Is this same government that brought and been a succor to us in Okeogun and Iseyin. Having gotten the sole ownership of Lautech, the governor has magnanimous enough giving us a satellite campus in Iseyin. And as I'm speaking, the construction is ongoing. So now see, if we have been crying for something for almost 40 or 45 years ago, and a government could come,
there is no, the whole of Okeogun, there is no public institution there.
There is. We only have the Okeogun Polytechnic Shaki.
The Okeogun Polytechnic
Shaki.
Don't forget, Okeogun Polytechnic Shaki used to be a satellite campus before.
Yes, it's used.
That same government that we are talking about, that was not that good to us, gave them autonomy that makes them to be the Okeogun Polytechnic today.
But it is not the government that gave the satellite campus to Okeogun. It is not the administration.
Yes.
So fine. So are you saying, as we are having 10 local governments, how many local governments is Ibadan having? Do you know how many institutions is in Ibadan? So are you saying that it's only autonomy that it belongs to Okeogun?
One thing I notice about Okeogun is like a lot of people, few people participate in politics in the at the upper level. Most of your people participated at the local level than the going to Ibadan. They allow Ibadan people, cause somebody like me, I visualize it a lot of times that Okeogun, if they should know their capacity very well, Okeogun they should dominate even more than Ibadan, because the highest vote that is coming. Because politically, our governor, look at this thing, our governor, with my own calculation, he knows that those people from Okeogun, there are a lot of folks coming down from there. If I should be the governor too, I will focus there.
Yeah, well, during the...
I am from Ibarakwa now. I am from Ibarakwa region. The governor knows that from Ibarakwa, the force that come from Ibarakwa is not as much as that. Nothing has been done in my zone. So, are you seeing that in that perspective too?
Well, I won't agree with you on that, the anchor, sir. You see, there is no zone that will not benefit from this present government. I still say
in 6 months' time.
Yes, there is no zone. They have proposed the construction of a rural Ibadan road, which leads to your town.
Yes,
and it will soon commence.
You know
with
the
immediate
funniest thing.
Yeah.
We don't have to blame the governor. We don't have to blame the governor at all, because our son is the one stamping everything.
You know, do you know that the Ninth Assembly, they are the most active the state assembly so far? Do you know how many bills, how many motions? They have been working judiciously and properly.
Yes, they are sent bills, they do everything, but they only do it on paper.
Yeah,
I will give you 2 instances that they've done it on paper. Yeah. The first one is the anti-grazing law.
Okay.
The anti-grazing law, are you saying the Fulanis are not going on street again with cows, with cattle? That is one. The second one is that since 2020, the Right Honorable Speaker, and 2021, the rural farm settlement has been budgeted. It was signed, approved by our son. A road in our community was approved. This road that you are talking about was approved. And since that time, nothing has been done to it. If the governor knows that Ibarakwa people matters, that the vote really matters, he will come there at first to focus there. If I happen to be the governor too, I will focus on Okeogun and Ibadan more than any other place.
Yeah, well, let me just talk on that. You see, when you talk about the House of Assembly, I tell you that they are working, and you said the only one thing I want you to know, and as a good citizen of Oyo State, it is just that, you know, when you are talking about a lawmaker, the lawmaker does not have access to sign money. They are only meant to make laws or enact laws.
Thank God you said that.
Yes.
I actually want you to, you know, as a critic, I love to mix things so that you use it to dwindle yourself.
No.
You know what?
Yeah.
You said, you know, we have lawmakers representing us at the federal level. What is their function? Are they not to make laws too?
Yes, they are. You know, their duties are different.
When last, as the state assemblies in Oyo State went to the state assembly and you listen to them that the road that leads to my constituency is not, it is the intelligence and the commitment of the governor himself.
I want to tell you, I will not agree on that.
All right.
The lawmaker representing Iseyin, I will mention some of the lawmakers that have been doing fine, and you will see that the outcome is very, very. If you see any responsible lawmaker who has been contributing, the positive will have shown in his area.
Sure.
Constituents. The honourable representing my constituency, Honourable Dele Adeola, he was the one that moved the motion for the construction of Iseyin Omoniyi Afeez, which was given the nod by the executive governor of the state.
Don't forget, and the road has commenced before.
Yes, if the road has commenced and the lawmaker did not call the attention of the government of the day to the havoc the road is causing.
As a publicity secretary, please, I would like you to, when you get back home,
yes,
help us to tell Honorable Dele Adeola,
yeah,
that particular contractor they gave the project before that did nonsense.
they have not even going back. They have already started where the areas there is a kind of defect, not even from the roads. It is beside the roads. There was a farmer that is farming at the.
No, I'm not talking about the rain. This kind of rain.
Okay, which one? Which one are you talking about?
The former contractor that the previous administration gave the money
to.
That
okay,
couldn't do
the roads.
So at least they should prosecute him.
Definitely.
Because
noted.
If we are doing that, people cannot just be wasting our money. And I wanted to say something. Thank God I have interest in this kind of thing, because my son is lagging behind and some other son. We know every government will always have their shortcomings.
Yes.
But one of the sons that should have benefited from this present administration most is Ibarakwa. You ask me why?
It's because you came from Ibarakwa.
No, not really. When Seyi Makinde started his own meeting,
okay,
when he got 4th or 5th position generally in the election, it was only in my local government that Seyi Makinde won a ward, a complete ward, and that is Ward 5. Cause why? That is the place where the chairman, I think, then came from. And that same word that I'm talking about up to today now, there is issue. They don't have a councillor. You know what? It is just fortunate I don't want to speak much of this thing on this program, so that they won't be thinking otherwise. Let us move on.
Yes,
I'm enjoying you, my esteemed guest. We are on public matters live on Ajisebi Radio TV. And we've been discussing the positive impact of Seyi Makinde-led administration and the needs to re-elect him. We have in the studio Honorable Omoniyi Afeez Oxygen. He has been enlightening us on the need to re-elect the present governor. And one thing I want to know, I want to ask something. On this Oyo North Senatorial District issue,
okay,
Okeogun, Oyo North is having 13 local government,
yeah,
altogether.
Yeah.
Which Okeogun that you are basically from is having 10 local governments. Okay. Ogbomoso is having 3. 3 out of it. So, and out of the 3 that the government is having, and out of the 10 local government that Okeogun people are having, and for the 3rd time, you still want to, APC still gave it to somebody from Ogbomoso that is having 3 local governments. So when PDP want to push out their own candidates too, they gave it out to Ogbomoso. How come? Okeogun people, are you saying those sides you are satisfied with deputy governor? And even if you say you are satisfied with deputy governor, this we have Okeogun. You people are trying to classify it into 2 now. This Okeogun 1, this side, you don't even have the deputy governor. The deputy governor, present deputy governor, is from Kishi, which is from the Okeogun 2. That same axis is where the senator will be coming from. Are you getting it? What do you see to that? Why do you think the PDP should have done that by choosing a senatorial candidate of the PDP from Ogbomoso?
Well, on the issue of Oyo North, it is going to be an interesting one in coming 2023. You see, let me say, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Oyo State, and the leaders, Governor Seyi Makinde, is being fair and executive, as our motto of the party preaches, being fair and equity. Let me just bring our people to the memory lane. Since 1999, it is only Okeogun's son has been ruling the senatorial districts of Oyo North since 1999. The first person is Birimi Yusuf, which is AD. In 2003, took over by Abakoli Osho from Shaki. Later, he gave the Paru to
Osiagbola.
No, not Osia. He gave the Paru to what's it called? The man, Babalola. Why after Babalola, Hallelujah took over from Babalola. All these people that I mentioned, they are from Okeogun.
Right.
When they are ruling, our people have forgotten that we are two, that we are sharing senatorial districts.
And as at that particular, those periods, you even benefited the deputy governor. So it is even equally what happened there.
That is the replica. So they now said PDP have never zoned their ticket to Ogbomoso. The only first very good time the PDP will give ticket to Ogbomoso zone is for Alhaji Mulika in 2019, which he lost eventually. And to our opposition party, they have never picked a candidate from Okeogun. The first time they pick Fatai Buhari, he won first time. They pick him second time, he won, and they have now still give him the ticket again third time. So
you think that so that maybe he won't just come and be an easy ride for him again. So your candidate you also come from?
No, our party like I said, we are preaching fairness and equity. In our party, it is turn of Ogbomoso, not Okeogun. Do you know how many Okeogun sons have mentioned when they are doing it? That is hypocrisy. When Okeogun are doing it, other people are now complaining. Ogbomoso are now complaining that our people from Okeogun are now saying that okay, let's give Ogbomoso the chances.
And there is a question.
That's just a simple analysis.
I want to ask. The issue that happened between the governor and the impeached deputy governor, don't you think that will in turn affect some kind of sympathy from Okeogun people?
No, you see, like I told my people, politics is not for just ordinary birthday, but an intellectual's ones. If you want to be a comrade, you be a comrade. If you want to be a politician, you be a politician. You cannot be a comrade at the same time you be a politician. The issue that happens between the governor and his deputy, it is just being let me just say being political, which is not even as is happening in the realms of politics alone. It happens even in a company where you are. What matters in politics, it is just 100% loyalty. If you are loyal to your boss, I see no reason why you just think that he should fire you. So I think the issue beyond what people are just using their eyes to see and to say.
Because
when they are having political bargain, where are those people?
Because some people are of the opinion that will in turn affect, maybe because that man is having interest to become the governor or something like that.
Whether everybody will aim high, whether you are aiming to become a governor or is not becoming a governor.
Let me go back to our Facebook page to read some of the comments before we round off this section.
A comment from our Ayan Afeez. She said, "Welcome on board." And it's now sitting.
Okay, on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Anyawale Amidat on YouTube, we cite you. She said, "Welcome on board." All right. Also, on our Facebook page, you have Temilade Badmos. Kudos to you, sir. Jimmy Olatunji Jonathan. Look at this guy. How many local government Ogbomoso get for that senator you are talking about? And also, how many local government is from Okeogun? Ayanwale Ajoke Mr. Oxygen, thanks for mentioning LAUTECH. This is what other elected governors abandon. This has given me so much joy as a student. All right. Adefabi Wale Olamide, God bless Governor Seyi Makinde. You are doing well. Keep the flag flying. Adefabi Wale again. This is the time to appreciate the government that we all know is positive quota to the community. Governor Seyi Makinde is just a blessing to us in Oyo State. I am not supporting PDP or other party, even if I will vote by candidates, not by party. But truth be told, I and my family will vote Governor Seyi Makinde again and again. God bless you again, boss. I enjoy this interaction. Oladapo Theophilus, we need more clarification on the allocation and the SS crude oil. All right. So, our guest, once again, you're welcome on the program. We are almost out of time, but the last question before we round off, we call it on this program this morning. Sometimes ago, I overheard an audio where one of the councillors in Oyo State was lamenting that if I know this how it will be, and with what we are seeing too, politics, the PDP that people used to do in the past, maybe that they think it is not the PDP that Governor Seyi Makinde has come to do. They thought the PDP is that they will just be sharing money like that of Akala at that time. That they will just go somewhere that the governor will just give them money. These days, you see a local government chairman that hardly will use 10,000 naira on him. Are they pretending or the governor is trying to...
I've said it earlier, my anchor program. I've said it that the governor is just...
Because you, as the publicity secretary of PDP today, as we are here today right now, yes. I know by the time you'll be going, you'll see one or two things in this studio that you say, oh yeah, I use this thing to do. You are a politician and you are in government.
It is a general belief that when we are in government, there will be money. You know, Governor Seyi Makinde is a focused person and an intelligent person. He really means the businesses. When I say that, it's just that he has make it mandatory that as a policy that is not for any form of corruption. That is why PDP still remains PDP, and you will have seen that there are some reforming that is coming across our party. That is why people are seeing it as PDP buying could be PDP seeing it. That can now laugh. Governor Seyi Makinde does not even give chances to anybody to spend lavishly. When we have some projects, some things that are more beneficial to the good people of the states. So now spending money lavishly, though the party members will still benefit. He has assured the party members that they will benefit, but they will do things that the money belongs to everybody in the state. So definitely they will do things to that will be beneficial to everyone in the state. See the Akesan market. We know how it was before. It was the Governor Seyi Makinde administration that came to our rescue. We know how Gedu Oroki Road was before. It is this administration that knows. Now go to Fashola, the farm settlement there. The governor that used almost 8 years, and you know the importance of that farm settlement. That's the largest farm settlement we are having in Oyo State. So that will boost the economy of the states, and it will make the food productions even increases. And it will increase the GDP of Oyo State on the national things, and which they neglected. Is almost under completion. It is not doing that. He is fixing the road because he knows that if the road is not connected to that area, that of Osada in Shaki, it has already been completed under this same administration. You know the effect. You see, there are so many ways where the
Thank you,
government
my
has,
guest. Thank you. What you're saying now that the election will just be an easy ride for Governor Seyi Makinde, and
absolutely.
And luckily enough, your opposition people, they are even divided. So it will just be an easy ride for
they
the
will
governor.
be divided. You know they have forgot. What is their logo? What is the logo of their party? What is the logo of the opposition?
I don't even know. I don't. Which of the oppositions?
I don't know. Maybe you are talking about the.
We have the APC. We have the Accord. We have the SDP. We have the Labour Party.
I want to assure you that the coming election for the PDP and Governor Seyi Makinde, it is Operation Win It All. I'm assuring you that.
But if we have it win it all, is it everybody in PDP that you think are naturally endowed to perform wonderfully?
Definitely.
You know, we have some people in PDP in the past.
That is why you see the process. In the process of choosing our candidates, you see there are a lot of gay saying and everything. I think you are getting me around that make our picking of candidates to belong in our party. It is because governor is being interested in proficient hands that will handle each of these constituents, both the federal, senatorial, and the state assembly. I think you are getting me. Just a case study is just the councillor you just mentioned. And you see, leadership position.
And that is the more reason why you didn't do a primary election.
We did a primary election. You know, each of these constitution of the party.
How did you gauge the candidacy of those people to have think those people are the perfect ones?
Beautiful. You see, I will talk as a party member now, which as an executive.
And sometimes ago I wrote about the parliamentarians we have in Oyo State. I spoke about the one representing your constituency.
Okay.
I am not a party man, although most times we have sympathy for one of the two based on.
Definitely.
Like this Governor Seyi Makinde now, to some level, is convincing me. Aside from the tertiary institution issues that all of them they are having issues they are yet to rectify. So I wrote about Honorable Dele Adiola, because I could see that man is performing. You see him is outstanding. Whenever I speak, he speak articulately. And that of this man from Afijio, Seyi Adisa, is performing wonder. And one woman from Ogbomoso, Wumi Oladeji.
Yes.
Those are the honorables that I think we have some honorables like that are performing excellently. But we still have some honorables in the house that I won't mention. We all know them. But based on popularity, we all know that they couldn't perform. Sometimes ago we do have some honorable I do support. Now we don't even have some honorable I support again. We have honorable Mumus. They'll just be looking like Lukusi in the house. How do you expect somebody that you saying will just be blaming the governor alone?
Yeah.
Those people that we are sending there, they should be our representative. You don't expect me in a class to have a class representative, and you expect the lecturer to be seeing all of us as individuals. The lecturer should be seeing our class representative, because that is why we have him as the representative. And that should have been the case. Our representatives, if they are not doing well, let them come back. Let the people trust on. Let be them. By the time all these things, because I am a revolutionist.
I can see that.
I love you. I am a student of Machiavelli. So when things happen, you treat it as it should be. Not that we say, let us sideline constitution, let us put tradition, all those things. Yeah. If we want things to go balanced, because if we should bring some time to come now, don't worry, we will start our crossfire very soon. Maybe before the end of September, we'll start our crossfire. We'll bring different people from different parties. You face yourself on this same station. So by then you'll be able to convince people with points, with different points. You know, there are some of these things that we may not know, that you are saying, that your opposition may know. So you'll be able to tackle yourself intelligently.
No.
Thanks for coming on this program,
No problem.
guest, Honorable Omoniyi Afeez Oxygen. We've been discussing positive impact of Seyi Makinde-led administration and the need to re-elect him. And on behalf of the management of Ajisebi Radio TV, we want to say a very big thank you to you for honoring our invitation. On behalf of our CEO, Kasha Mashidada, that's our CEO on Ajisebi Radio TV. I had somebody has dropped a comment. There are on Facebook.
Yes.
All right.
She's been calling.
She has been calling. Pick it right now. The studio line is on the screen. You can try the number again if you want to speak with us before we round off the program. Maybe you want to ask a question, or you can drop the comments or question on our Facebook link.
Okay, that would be better.
She says she's not happy about it. She's been calling, you are not picking up.
You really do bad. I have a question, Power.
Yes,
hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. No, you are connected to.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. We are running out of time.
One more. Let me call her one. What is the phone drop comment?
You do not see the comments now.
She only said, thanks for mentioning LATEX. This is what other elected governors abandoned on. Did you saw any comments on the YouTube page? Hello, good morning. All right. And with this, we've come to the end of this program this weekend. Till next week again, we'll be having coming on the same program, this same time, on Public Matters. I still remain my humble self, the radical comrade Adedokun Sunday Harshasha. On behalf of the management of Ajisebi Radio TV, we want to say very big shout out to all our esteemed viewers, all our listeners on the radio stations, our guests, we want to say thank you. You're welcome. On your way back, we wish you a journey mercy. Thanks for coming.
Ajisebi Ọ̀yọ́ láàárí, Ọ̀yọ́ ò ní ṣe bí bàbá ẹ̀.
Iná bara ń ta odò palami ọkà yọ làálà. Mo ti rí iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn nílẹ̀ yìí mo ti rí iléeṣẹ́ tó dàbí Ajisebi Ọ̀yọ́ online television and radio. Àṣé lóòótọ́ ni pé orúkọ a máa rọ ọmọ Ajisebi Ọ̀yọ́ online television and radio lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Data sàníkà sọ ní àbí ti sẹ̀sẹ̀ àbí tí àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kọ̀ nǹkan tí ń kọ́ni lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ń kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n bá a ṣe ń gbélé ayé. Tí gbogbo wa náà lákò ti mọ̀ pé sanyẹ́ ni bàbá ẹ̀ sọ, àlárí ni bàbá ẹ̀ wù, ìlàsà àròkò níṣó lórí ọbẹ̀ nínú àwòtán gan. Ẹ̀yà tètè máa bọ̀ kẹ́ wá gbé polówó ọjà wá o. Ẹ máa gbé polówó ọjà yín bọ̀ kẹ́ lè bá ta wàràwàrà. Ayé ò lè máa bú bá yín jẹ lójoojúmọ́. Ajisebi Ọ̀yọ́ online television and radio. Àṣé Ajisebi Ọ̀yọ́ láàárí, Ọ̀yọ́ ò ní ṣe bí bàbá ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan.
Ajisebi Ọ̀yọ́ láàárí, Ọ̀yọ́ ò ní ṣe bí bàbá ẹ̀.